Hi, I'm Lou Posada, and I've worked with Marianne Sinclair on a purchase of a short-term rental here in town in Savannah.
Is there anything you wish you knew before investing that Marianne helped you with?
The short-term rental license process is crazy. I guess when Savannah basically put a cap on the number of licenses per ward that are available. So, going into a property that doesn't have that at this point is almost impossible, I think. But I think that was something that we didn't know, and making sure that the property has that license. It's almost like it comes as part of this. I mean, it's a sales. Uh, it's one of the sales benefits of that property. So you have to know that. That was something we didn't know, right? And then the whole fully furnished thing is like they're all like crazy, furnished, and you're like you're buying obviously, turnkey to a certain extent, right? But that's a something we didn't realize. It's a factor that you have to weigh into from what the cost is for the property.
Would you recommend Marianne Sinclair to other investors? Why?
Because Marianne, she's great. She knows she knows what she's doing. She knows the market. She knows the people. She knows who to talk to, and and she doesn't stop. She didn't stop. Like, it was always amazing. Like anytime of the day that I would call her or message her or text whatever, and um, about something, she was available to us, and she was, I can't say enough. She was great. I don't know who I don't think we would have gotten through this process if we didn't work with somebody like her who's so like um, engaged in us and really invested in us. So
Who do you think would benefit most from working with her?
I think anybody really, whether you're local or you're remote like we are, I think um, she just you have to have somebody that really knows what's going on for that kind of property. And she really did. I remember the first day that we met with her, we in that conference room, she pulled it up and like, and here's like, here are all these listings, here are the locations. It was on the map, and we were really able to kind of like hone in on the ones that we wanted to look at. We that same day we went and like hit and looked at like you know I think four properties. That because we were here for a short window. It was right before Christmas, and we were here for a few days, and it was. I called her that morning, and or the morning before, and the next morning we met, and it was whirlwind. Like looked at a bunch of places. So she made herself available to us, and she was able to to kind of focus us on what we were doing because she knew our time was limited when we were going to be here.
If someone is on the fence about investing, what would you tell them?
I think just educate yourself about what the costs are and what the process is for it, because I think if you have to really understand the whole picture. Um, it's the not just the you're not just buying a property that you're just going to live in, and you're basically it's a mini hotel, right? You're having to facilitate all the things that a person needs when they're there, right? Even more so than a hotel because they can have stuff in it, but like everything from linens and the number of linens and the number of pillows and the number of everything. Like it's overwhelming, right? So it's like you like do your homework and really kind of just understand what you're getting yourself into, because beyond the property, the investment that you have to make in kind of getting that property up to a level that you're comfortable with and you want to see based on what you're charging, what that investment is there's a lot that goes into it. So it's really kind of educate yourself on that stuff.
What almost stopped you from investing?
We were frustrated with the losing out on the losing out on the first one because they just arbitrarily it was just even though we made the full price offer, which we knew that they were not taking, short, offers that were below, and that they just, even though we kind of said, hey, we'll let you own, keep it until another 4 months, so you make your money back, during the high season. They didn't accept. That was really frustrating. And then losing the second one out in this kind of bid war, we were like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I was really frustrated, because you kind of get excited about it. You really kind of get like, oh my gosh, you start, my design head. I'm like, oh my gosh, we could do this, and you kind of like start like, you get excited and invested in it, and then you get snagged. So I was just like, I don't know if I can take this, but it was, luckily we kept at it, and Marianne kept looking for us, and really kind of, in hindsight, it's we're glad we did, because I think we ended up in a better place, in a better property than we had originally even been, that was originally on our radar.
What would have happened if you didn't move forward with this deal?
I think we'd still be, either A, we'd be looking still, or we would be not, because I think that, and Marianne was great, because we're like, this one was fast. Like, we weren't getting, she was determined as we were. Like, we're not going to lose out on this one, like we did the last one. And she, so we're not going to stand in line. We're going to go when we went, I kind of looked to her, it was like, where should we, like, what number should we be putting out there? Like, what should be our offer? Based on what, she knew about the property and the people and stuff like that. So, I put my trust in her, that, she was guiding us, in the right way.
How important was trust in your decision to buy sight unseen?
Huge. I mean, it was, not only Marianne and her, like, being there to kind of help, but, trust was everything. I have friends that I've had for, close to 30 years that are here, and they know, they know me, like, and even to the point where I mentioned to my wife about, like, oh, I think we could look at doing this. And then when my friend John looked at it, he's an architect as well, and he said, like, without even any coaching, he literally said the exact same thing that I had said, and I had him on speaker, and she was like, you guys are all alike, like, I was just like, yeah, like, he knows me, and he knows what my expectations are, and I trust them, right? So I have friends here that I trust, that I know they're not gonna steer me in the wrong direction, and the fact that those same people connected me with Marianne was a huge trust, right? So I think that was, I never questioned that Marianne was going to steer us in the wrong direction. We trusted her fully with, getting us to the right place.
Any investment final thoughts?
It's a weird little real estate niche. It's really, it's not you can't, especially if you're getting a mortgage on part of it, a mortgage for a short-term rental is different than, and there's rules about what you can, how much time you can stay there. Your insurance is different from your, the real estate insurance is different, because it's a short-term rental, and so there's a lot of things that are different than if you're just buying a regular property, or a long-term rental property, or whatever. So it's really, you have to know, like, that those things are out there. So really, it's really about, like, doing your homework, finding out who, what else is, like, what's the stuff that you don't think about on a day-to-day basis, and what are the things that you have to do to get that property ready to, to list, and all the amenities, and the quantities of stuff, and everything. There's a lot of effort and a lot of work that goes into getting these things done. So it really kind of take the time to read up and really kind of align yourself with people who can help you make a smart decision.